Hey there, I'm Ian Douglas. I'm the author of the website techinterview.guide, and I'm here to help people with career advancement and interview preparation. My live stream on Twitch covers topics such as company research, how to build resumes and cover letters, applying for the job, getting through interviews, and what to do during negotiations. I've coached thousands and thousands of people over the years to get jobs at the biggest tech companies in the industry, and I'm here to help you too. The following episode is taken from a longer live stream event and may contain interactions with other people in chat. Check out the end of the episode for more information. Let's get to it. Halim's asked a question in chat. How do you approach an inside recruiter? So by inside recruiter, I presume you mean like it's a recruiter that works at the company where you're interested in applying for a job. Let me know in chat if that's accurate. I'll make the presumption that that's what you mean. Because there are different kinds of recruiters. There are recruiting agencies that a company will hire to say, hey, we're looking for people with such and such skill. Go find us some people, and then we'll interview them. An inside recruiter is somebody hired by the company. They are a full-time employee of the company whose job it is to go find those people. And we call that search sourcing people. So there are internal recruiters that source candidates, and then sometimes the company instead will hire outside recruiting firms. But they have to put a lot of trust in those external recruiters to know that they're doing it well, that they're not misappropriating that company name and whatever, and being like super spammy about how they're contacting people. And so how do you approach an inside recruiter? The best way, honestly, is reach out on LinkedIn. A lot of recruiters are hanging out on LinkedIn these days. And so that'll be your number one go-to place. That's where they're going to find you. There are a couple of tips for LinkedIn of how you can stand out. On LinkedIn, for example, change your job title to be the job that you want, not the job necessarily that you have. And don't say I'm aspiring web developer. If you know how to make a web page, you are a web developer. So say I'm a web developer, list the experience and projects and so on your LinkedIn profile. Because when they're looking for web developers, they're going to be searching for web developer, not construction worker who happens to also know web development. They're looking for people who call themselves a web developer. So that would be the number one way to get noticed by them. We've talked on the stream before, there's kind of a term that we use in the industry about being discoverable. And so if you are discoverable in some way, like you build a project and you put it on GitHub, or you're part of a community like MakerDeck, where you can be found, like a lot of you hanging out here tonight who have not yet done bang enter to enter my dragon giveaway. Some of you found me through MakerDeck, and I appreciate you dropping by and supporting the channel. Being discoverable is the number one way that people are going to find you. They're going to discover you, and then they can have that conversation with you. But if you want to reach out to them, you need to go where they are. And so you need to go to LinkedIn, because that's where most recruiters are hanging out these days. And you can find companies where you're interested in applying. And then on LinkedIn, you can actually go say, I want to find a list of employees that work there. And then from there, you can search into job titles and so on. So you can say, go find everybody with the title of recruiter or people operations or human resources. There's a lot of different titles that they use, but I would look for recruiter, and then I would look for like people operations. That's kind of the new like lingo that they're using for hiring teams. Or just look for the word hiring, something along those lines. You're going to find someone in recruiting. And if you can't, just go find some random person at the company and say, hey, I'm trying to find a recruiter at your company. Can you help me out with a name? You might have to reach out to 2 or 3 people to get a response. But reach out to a bunch of people and say, hey, I'm trying to reach a recruiter at the company. Can you help me with a name? Can you point me in the right direction? Most people are willing to help out, especially if it's a question that they can quickly answer and just get on with their day. But if you reach out to them and be like, hey, have you got a minute for a phone call? They'll be like, what do you want? But if you reach out to them and say, hey, I'm trying to find a recruiter at your company. Would you mind like telling me the name of somebody? They're not going to give you the name of the janitor. They're most people generally at heart are good people and will want to help out with good intention. And so they'll give you a good answer, and then go find that person on LinkedIn. See if their title really is like recruiter or what their title actually is. And then you can say, oh, they don't call themselves people operations. They call themselves whatever. And now I know how to go find other people in that role at that company. The other thing to keep in mind is recruiters are generally pretty busy. And so there are, for any given job post, they're going to get flooded with hundreds or thousands of applicants. And they are also constantly trying to find people themselves, but they are also trying to weed through all those people, They want to narrow that down to like maybe 20, 30 people that they're actually going to start phoning. And then from those 20, 30, 40 people, they're going to give a hiring manager like a list of 10 to 15 to screen down. That person's going to interview like 5 to 10 of them and then make a decision on one. So it does feel like kind of a numbers game, but you have to go where the recruiters are. That's how you're going to make that initial connection with them. And if you can't find them, connect with me on LinkedIn. Let me see if I can help. That's the other thing that I like to do. So I like to tell people, like, connect with me on LinkedIn. Don't just follow me on LinkedIn. Actually make a connection with me and then use my network. You can actually click through someone's profile on LinkedIn to see, does Ian know anybody at Acme Inc.? You can click on my name and then you can search for Acme Inc. through me, and it'll show you if I know anybody at that company. And if I do, I'll make an introduction. Just send me a direct message on LinkedIn and say, I want to reach out to so-and-so at Acme Inc. Can you make an intro? Absolutely. RC Maniac's part of my online streaming community. They would like to reach out to you and have a chat. These are 1 or 2 questions that they have provided to me that they would like to pass along to you. If you've got time to reach out to them and connect to help answer these questions, I would appreciate it. I will leverage my network like constantly to help people out. So yeah, just reach out to me if I can help find somebody. So if you can't find someone using the advice I just shared, reach out to me, connect with me on LinkedIn. My LinkedIn handle is the same as my Twitch handle. It's just Ian Douglas 736. Connect with me on LinkedIn and I'll help you out. Send me a direct message and say, I'm trying to find someone at this company. Can you help me narrow it down? Or do you know anybody at that company? Or, instead of just asking, do you know anybody at this company? Click through my profile. Like, once you connect with me, you'll be able to click through my profile and see if I know anybody there. And then you can say, I want to reach out to RC Maniac at that company. Can you make an intro? And I will make an intro. Absolutely. Thanks for checking that out. I hope that you found it helpful. I always appreciate feedback, so please let me know what you think. I appreciate any subscriptions, so please tell your friends and colleagues about it as well. Check out the website techinterview.guide for more information about when I'm live streaming and all of my free content. Drop by a live stream anytime to ask questions or message me privately, whatever makes you most comfortable. See you next time.